Hey everybody, Jenny here. I'm back with BJ Emerson for round two, interviewing him from being an expert in social media when it comes to business from the brand, not from an outside agency. But he has started his own agency now, Buzzadelic. You can check it out at buzzadelic.com. He's got a great blog full of awesome information that you should definitely be reading if you're doing social media for your business. So last time we spoke, we kind of just touched a bit on how you should use storytelling fundamentals to build a social-friendly brand, and a couple of other things. We talked about the Tasty Delight book and what went into writing that book with his co-author Jim Amos. So today I just want to take this round two with BJ and kind of dive deeper into some of the aspects we talked about last time. And so BJ, I want to ask you, in the book, The Tasty Delight Way, you write about the difference between hearing and listening when it comes to branding and in social media. I was just wondering if you could dive in and explain that a little bit more, what you mean by that.
So what we write about is basically, hearing is kind of just a natural function. It's really more about survival. So, if something is happening around us, we need to be aware. We need to be aware of what's happening around us, and that's, that kind of protects us, the hearing. And listening is really more focused, putting energy toward focusing on someone and really capturing what they're trying to communicate. And I think that's a discipline that in the C-suite really needs to, the C-suite just needs to get better at it. So one is kind of defensively, but I think focused listening is really where we need to be at online today, capturing the insights. That lots of great information out there, and we need to be going after it and being proactive about it.
That's a good point. And so along those lines, when you're listening and creating content, how do you know what will resonate with your audience?
Yeah, so there's lots of tools. Over time you're going to learn that. As you're interacting, you're looking at their content, and you're putting tools in place to gather those insights. And now and there's software that you can use now. One of the things I like out of Engage One-to-One, which you showed me, is being able to know kind of, hey, putting something in there, and it'll kind of tell you, hey, this is something that is going to resonate, or you mix it up a little bit and it'll say, yeah, this is going to get a better response, based on perhaps interest that your audience has expressed in the past. So there are tools out there to do that, and so I think over time you're gonna learn that, and that's just a level of intimacy that you'll get to eventually. So not only what to post, but when to post, which Engage does as well, to say, hey, this is the optimal time to post this, and this is the content that's going to really resonate. So it's really helpful to me, to say, hey, I need as much help as I can get in, again, cutting through the noise and using the right tools to do that.
That's exactly the point that I tell when I'm talking about that feature in Engage One-to-One. I know that's one of the most beneficial features for me. Before I came here and I was trying to decide what to post on Twitter and what would be the best time to post that, it's like you're thinking about what type of content you usually post on Wednesdays, at what time gets the most engagement. And if you're, monitoring multiple brands and publishing for multiple brands, that's a lot of time and things to think about as a human. That's hard. So to have a tool like that, we use Social Flow to do that for Twitter. We also have a built-in relevance meter that we built at Engage One-to-One in a separate section, but that is very helpful for a marketer. I believe it cuts down on the time, gives you more time to just create content, not worrying about when your audience is going to react. So I think that's a really great point. So before we wrap it up, I just wondered if you have one tip that you could give to a marketer who's just getting started in social media for their brand, maybe just diving into it, starting to build a community. What's one tip you would give them to be successful, going on in the future?
Follow smart people. There are just a ton
Absolutely.
Of resources out there, people that are very, it's just a great community. All the people that I've interacted with over the last 5 years, and I've been pretty selective about, who I follow and those kind of things. And there's just a great wealth of, great people out there that are looking to help others, very knowledgeable. and very experienced. So, I read a ton of information from a lot of these smart people, and then share as well. So don't only just receive, you need to give back to the community, and make sure that exchange is there, and add value to the community. And you're going to learn a ton, not only just receiving, but as you create things and write, you're going to be learning through that as well.
I think that's a huge point. That's one of the things I first started doing when I got into social media, was just listening and building relationships, and I learned so much. But I think a lot of the people I meet today that are younger and just starting to dive into social media, they're not doing that. They're not really researching, and they're definitely not building relationships with some of the key people in the industry, such as yourself. I first, started following you online back when I was at Win Home Inspection when I first started, and just followed you and learned a lot from you and built a relationship with you, and it's turned into, a great friendship and something that's taught both of us, I think, a lot. So I think that's a great point. Is there anything you'd like to leave before we end the video? Any Buzzadelic shout-outs?
No, just watch the blog. Always fresh content I have coming out of that. A lot of exciting things. This is going to be a great year, and a lot of exciting things coming up. So still lots of speaking, things like that. So all good stuff.
Awesome.
Glad to share.
Great. Thanks so much, VJ.
All right. Thanks.